Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. I was just having a talk to the Toyota, the Hilux Nugget, about the solid front axle issues we've had. Have you ever fixed a solid front axle? Done a full rebuild? I just have. So today's story is that adventure on how I have fully rebuilt a solid axle on a Toyota Hilux. The condensed version. If you want the real knowledge, go and check out the links in the description for people who actually know what they're doing. So sit back and relax and enjoy the story. We'll catch you at the end. Bye. So at the back there where the light is shining, that's my oil seal, just the front, just sort of that bit there. Then we go through into the back of the drive shaft, through the diff there. And as you can see, that there is not very pretty. Look at it, it looks like leaves. That looks like a leaf. So what I'm seeing here is a little bit disheartening for what I've already done on the first side, the driver's side. See this darker, looks like just literally oil down here, this part here. Well, that's actually leaking and leaching out onto these bolts. And I did see that happening on the driver's side. Didn't understand why or what. Now seeing this side, it makes me wonder that if behind the knuckle, I've got problems back on the driver's side. Not good. What does that mean?
It means a lot more work, and now I have to rebuild both swivel hubs, which I was trying to sort of eliminate and avoid.
I'll give that a water blast and some degreaser. Alrighty, that is looking much better. I've cleaned all that back. I'll give that a light, maybe a light wet and dry, really fine sandpaper to smooth it up. All the crap grease is out of there. I will pull that seal out. I have a new seal to go in. First things first, let's clean all the other shit.
This has certainly been a saga and a steep learning curve, but the axle isn't the only thing that we're trying to fix here. I need to continue with the rest of the Hilux. So while we had the space, I took the opportunity to clean and paint the parts that required painting. As I said, this is the concise version. If you want a in-depth step-by-step video on how to do this, check the links to some videos in the description. They were great and really helped me in the process. I feel like MacGyver or the A-Team here with this 80s style editing. Makes me look fantastic. Alright, make sure everything is clean, that's the key thing. Grease the hell out of the bearings, make sure they're full of grease. Grease everything up to the max actually. With the drive shaft itself, when you slide it in, be careful not to damage the new seal we had installed inside the knuckle itself. And if it doesn't line up easy and slide in through the burr field, then you're going to have to wiggle the back of the diff a little bit, and that'll line your splines up and she should slide in all the way. And more MacGyver 80s themed editing and music. Love it. I wish it was as easy as this makes it look, I tell you. Okay, with both swivel hubs now fully rebuilt, it was time to turn my attention to the wheel hub assembly itself. That's the portion, the front portion, that bolts onto the swivel and houses your wheel, your brake caliper, your rotor, amongst other things. Oh, and your bearings. Last episode you saw me replacing said bearings and wheel studs and the rotors. It's important to do this at this time while you have the chance. See, the truck is 36 years old and we have no idea of its history, so the hidden things like the bearings are hard to gauge if they've been serviced or ever replaced. There are kits available, so it's not too hard and not too expensive. Key again is to grease everything well, clean all mating surfaces and make sure all gaskets are on and on the correct way. I was basically afraid to tackle this because it was an unknown. It seemed like a massive daunting task, but with time and online help it wasn't too bad, and it saved me well over $1,000, I'd say. I did also install new front brake lines and rebuilt the brake calipers. You'll see that in an upcoming episode. The pistons were seized, so it had to be done. And once it's all together, we will at some stage down the track be bleeding the lines for the brakes and clutch.
Well, isn't it always lovely when you get a happy ending? That's fantastic. All worked out in the end. And we're ready to move on, as long as the Ningy Nugget is willing to move on as well. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and we'll catch you next time on Flip My Ride.